I became a fan. And he's just so much better than what he appears to be. You know what he was.
You know what? Full weight. So I was 16 and I fought in the adult division. It was 100 kilos. That's how it started. And we've been doing great.
Rico is a fighting man. That's all he ever knows. He's been doing it from being a baby. He's very highly driven. He's a good listener. You rely on your team. Your team is me and Dennis. Dennis Correal's gym is super pro. Zevenberger. So we're there. Rico's been going there from the beginning.
Mike, so when a super fight's announced like this, you've obviously been in many of these super fights before. How much pressure is there on a guy to deliver on the biggest stage?
Hey, listen, man. This is the biggest moment of your life. This is the moment we always dreamed of, being a super fighter. Every time I fight, the whole world is watching, and this is just a dream come true for both of the fighters, I believe. Stuff, but I see I can push him, and I can.
He's not used to. I'm a kickboxer. Two worlds are colliding.
This is a serious physical monster. This is a guy who's one of the greatest kickboxers of all time.
With him, if this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Alexander Usyk, this is a boxing match. And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Alexander Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle of Usyk?
Be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Alexander Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
Listen, when I was young, I too using kickboxing, boxing, but I like.
Nobody told me that.
I like, but not like this. Yeah, the crazy man, you know, the legs.
Maybe he throws a high kick.
Yeah, but I like kick and legs on street. Oof, yeah, low kick, magiri. That's
nice.
Yeah, we training but then my coach, it's not kickboxing coach, it's like jiu-jitsu, you know, wrestling, boxing is one coach, but another sport is like a crazy man. But then I look for a good coach. It's my first coach, Lapin, Sergey, yes, it's, oh, good. My father said, hey, try boxing. I say, okay.
And here you are.
Huh?
And here you are. You tried it and you've done well.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson just backed a kickboxer to beat the world's best heavyweight. And when you hear what he's saying behind the scenes, this whole fight makes way more sense. Look, Tyson has trained with legends his entire life. He's seen every type of fighter walk through gym doors. But Rico Verhoeven, he's got Iron Mike completely convinced. That's not normal for a guy stepping into boxing.
Dude, he's so big now. Have you seen him? You seen the most recent photos? He put some photos on Instagram of him training, and you know, took pictures of him with his shirt off. You're like, what? Jesus Christ, he looks like he's about 250 now, something like that, and he's a big giant dude. He's always been a big giant dude, but he's like super muscle space.
And I can see how the monetization vehicle of this works, but Usyk wouldn't be doing this unless there's a reason for it. There must be a motivation behind it. It must be some form of derivative as to what happened between the various disciplines crossing over within Ghana.
Here's where it gets wild. Tyson admits he never believed in training fighters before Rico showed up. Now he's pushing this Tyson champion to his absolute limit, claiming he can break him mentally and physically.
Dude, he's so big now. Have you seen him? You seen the most recent photos? He put some photos on Instagram of him training, and you know, he took pictures of him with his shirt off. You're like, what? Jesus Christ, he looks like he's about 250 now, something like that, and he's a big giant dude. He's always been a big giant dude, but he's like super
But the boxing world is split. Tony Bellew thinks Rico's dangerous in kickboxing, but completely different once Usyk finds his boxing rhythm. And honestly, that's the scariest part for Rico.
I'm always like very calculated, but yeah, when I connect, I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So yeah, of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing, but now we get the opportunity to use the hands more. So Peter is like, oh, he's like crazy.
Watch this technical breakdown Tyson's giving Rico. He's not just cheerleading. He's breaking down exactly how to pressure Usyk, when to time combinations, how to make adjustments. This is serious preparation.
This is not a fight I am a massive fan of, and now that I'm free, now that I can kind of, be more open about my opinions on this fight, I fucking hate this fight. I can't stand it. I understand the circus nature of it in terms of like big name kickboxer, one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time, coming in to fight an all-time great in the boxing space in his sport. We saw it with Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. The only difference there was, I think, more fans of Francis Ngannou, more of a what-if factor because of his...
Meanwhile, Max Kellerman drops a bombshell. Usyk isn't just maintaining his level. He's actually gotten stronger, more disciplined, operating at his absolute peak right before this crossover fight.
He's kind of earned the right to do what you want, but I at least expected it to be some sort of active boxer, someone of some... Not to say I don't actually know much about Verhoeven in terms of a kickboxer, of what his quality level is, but what I'm saying is I expected it to be someone of a decent caliber of a professional boxer. But if it's not, then fine. Look, do your thing, do you, and hopefully he returns to actual professional boxing against some of the top.
And get this, Bellew reminds everyone that Usyk dominated Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. These are elite heavyweight boxers getting schooled. Now a kickboxer thinks he can do what they couldn't.
This is a joke. This is nothing but a gimmick fight, and it's even more shameless considering the fact, one, it's on pay-per-view, and two, it's for the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Does Rico Verhoeven, with his one win over a decade ago against the guy who was 0-5, deserve a world title shot? Answers on a postcard. Can you play the recorder? No. That's the answer. This is shocking. Shocking stuff from Alexander Usyk. This is Alexander Usyk picking money over legs.
But Rico's not delusional. He breaks down his exact Usyk. Calculated striking, perfect timing, focusing purely on hand combinations instead of kicks. He genuinely believes his power translates to boxing.
Rico wanted the fight, Usyk wanted it. They said both ultimate fighting men, aren't they? So fights like this are not going to be hard.
Here's the kicker. Critics are destroying this matchup, calling it a complete mismatch, questioning why the undisputed champion is fighting someone with barely any professional boxing experience.
So that's where the decision came from like, I think, yeah, we did it all within glory.
Okay, you had conquered the mountain multiple times, you fought them all, you beat them all. I can understand the desire to want something new. And so shortly thereafter, we start to hear, at least for me, the order was, all right, I remember finding out that you left on my way to the Jake.
Even Fabio Wardley admits fans expected Usyk to face a real boxer next. Not a kickboxing legend trying to prove himself in a completely different sport. The criticism is getting brutal.
Wears down a little bit, but those early rounds, you've got to be very, very careful. For me, Tyson being out of the ring as long as he has, you go, that's a relatively dangerous opponent to come back to.
Yeah, I think Makhmoulov's dangerous. I would describe him as dangerous. I wouldn't describe him as a world-class heavyweight. Yeah. He's dangerous. He's perfect for Tyson. Tyson Fury for 2 or 3 years.
But Peter Fury reveals the truth. Both fighters actively wanted this fight. No promoter pressure, no money grab. Two elite combat athletes testing themselves against completely different styles.
Usyk steps in and will take on one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. I'm actually quite a big kickboxing fan, so I know quite a lot about him. I've watched a few of his fights over the years. They used to call him the Prince of Kickboxing, then he elevated to the King of Kickboxing. I mean, he's a very, very, very good kickboxer who's got decent hands. I can't lie.
Dave Allen sums up what everyone's thinking. Rico's one of the greatest kickboxers ever, but that doesn't justify fighting the best heavyweight on the planet. It should be an exhibition, not a real contest. Yet Rico sees this as his ultimate legacy moment, the cherry on top of his kickboxing dominance. And Usyk, he's treating this like the most serious fight of his career, not some exhibition cash grab. So there you have it, the most controversial crossover fight in years, with legends split down the middle and both fighters completely serious about proving something. This isn't just about boxing versus kickboxing anymore. This is about legacy, respect, and who's really the most complete combat athlete alive. Drop your prediction in the comments. Can Rico's kickboxing power shock the boxing world, or is Usyk about to expose the difference between sports? If you want more breakdowns of the wildest fights in combat sports, smash that subscribe button and hit notifications, because this is just getting started.